Hello, everyone. We're really glad you joined us today. And in this little short time right now, I want to talk to you about some of the books, resources that we have for you so that you can see your church revived. Some like to say revitalized. I think they can both go together and be a super help. And so, this particular book called Pray with Christ Obviously Present and Actively in Charge is a resource that we have that was written by my mentor, Oliver Price. It was so delightful for me the day that I heard these words for the first time. I had studied revival, I had been in revival, etc. But then when I invited Oliver, who was a man of prayer and had a prayer ministry in Dallas, Texas, to come to our church, before he came, I asked him, Oliver, what are you going to speak on? And he said, I'm going to speak on Jesus Christ, obviously present and actively in charge. That changed my life. I should say that it focused me and it gave me an understanding of what real revival is. Because when Jesus is present and in charge and he's bearing the lasting fruit in your ministry as a church, then that's what we're after. So this book is written by Oliver and is available for you. And I will tell you that when I work with revitalizing a church, I start by building their prayer ministry. And so even right now, we're working in a revitalization with the church and we focus on prayer. I followed that up a little bit because I felt like it needed a little definition about how to put it into practice. And so I wrote this book called The Vine and the Church. And this is the 7 stewardships of revival. Because when the life of Christ is being released in your church through humility and honesty and just dependency, then there's certain evidences. And you can track those evidences and see them. And that's what this book is all about. I talk about the life of the vine in my life, the life of the vine in the prayer life, and the life of the vine in the church life. And there's a pertinent question we ask here in the last part of the book and answer, and that is, does revival last? Can we have an ongoing revived church? We believe you can. And so it doesn't have to be, just 3 weeks of emotional expression and then go away, but a constant, ongoing life of Christ bearing lasting fruit within the ministry that you have in the local church. I love the local church. I do. And after all these years, I still believe in the local church and that God has established it and uses it greatly in the world. And so then I followed that up a little bit with this book, which we're going through right now in our playlist called Lead Pastor. This gives us 30 biblical thoughts that help us to keep Jesus in the lead. I've written it short chapters so that you can have it as maybe a pastor can have it as a thought of the week or thought of the month, or he can nurture it into his church over a period of a year, just whatever. But it's proper thinking, biblical thinking in the church that keeps Jesus in the lead. And then finally, I wrote the book Green Thumb. Why did I do that? Because every church goes through hard times. John chapter 15, verse 1, Jesus says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. And so this is biblical thinking in the church that keeps faith in the Father. We need to minister by faith. And so we have to understand that God's in charge. He owns the vine, and he purges the vine at times and cuts it back so it can bear more fruit. And when that's happening, oh my word, we can get scared and wonder what's going on, and we want to quit and bail out, and people begin to fight each other. Let's don't do that. We don't have to. And in order to make this book really interesting, I put a little touch of Tozer in there. So every chapter has some good quotes from A.W. Tozer. Anyway, Praying with Christ in Charge, The Vine in the Church, Lead Pastor, Green Thumb, We'll be glad to get those to you if you will contact us, and we're so thankful that these are available. We believe that your church can be revitalized and enjoy revival. Let us help you. Thanks.
Ready?
Okay.
3.
Okay, let's start over. I write it well, but it's hard to remember it all when unless you just sit here and read. That's right. Or I could even put a cheat sheet over there somewhere on the wall. Okay, here we go.
3, 2,